Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing M&B Bannerlord, specifically the Realm of Thrones mod, and our topic today is going to be the Armor of Essos. So we've done the Armor of the Seven Kingdoms, and we've done the other Essos armor, which is specifically the stuff related to the Targaryen faction, and today we're going to be looking at the free cities, or at least as much of them as has been added into the mod. And so I play a little fast and loose in here because almost every single one of these does not have a full suit of armor. A full suit of armor includes a helmet, shoulder pieces, torso armor, arm armor, and leg armor. Most of these suits do not have a dedicated one for every single slot, so I fill them in aesthetically pleasingly as we go along. So if there are missing slots, I fill them in to try to make the suit look complete, and also obviously to make it a better suit of armor. So we're going to start off with the number 7 spot on this list. These are not rated based on appearance, they're rated simply based on the AAR, or average armor rating, that each suit ended up with. So we'll start off with number 7, which is the Norvos armor. So you can see us wearing it here. This is, even though they're not based on appearances, if they were, this one would be the one I'd rate last because it's just so basic that it's not too crazy good. And on top of that, only 2 of the pieces are unique to the mod as, as Norvos pieces of armor. And so the rest of them I just got by looking at the Norvos troop tree and picking pieces that were on the Norvashi troops. So I feel that lore-wise, at least in the mod, it makes sense that the suit of armor is what it is. So it's made up of the Norvos helmet, the cured leather shoulder pieces, the Norvos armor, the plated striped or stripped van braces, and the gold cloak boots. So the Norvos helmet and the Norvos armor are obviously, made specifically for Norvashi people, and so they make pure sense. The cured leather shoulder pieces, the striped van braces, and the gold cloak boots were pieces of armor that various Norvashi troops used, and so I used them on the suit of armor. Altogether, it doesn't look great. Oh, same goes for the weapons. Altogether, it doesn't look too great, but it is pretty unique, and I think fits with Essos, and considering Norvos is kind of a religious hierarchy, at least how it's done in the lore, I guess it makes sense that their armor isn't too terribly top tier. As for the pieces of armor, the helmet gives 35 armor, the shoulder pieces give 5 body armor, the Norvos armor gives 42 body and 10 leg and arm, striped van braces give 22 arm, and the gold cloak boots give 20 leg armor. Altogether, that means that the stats on this are an AAR, or average armor rating, of 36, and a weight of 11.8 kilograms. Like I said, nothing too terribly great, but I think it does sort of fit with the aesthetic of Norvos, and I assume at some point in the future the mod author will do something a little bit more comprehensive. But that's number 7, let's move on to number 6. Alright, at number 6 we've got Braavosi armor from the city of Braavos, and this one is pretty dang well done. The mod author did a great job on the items that they have put into here, and obviously even have a nice Braavosi sword, which is basically just a scaled up version of Needle, which is fair considering Needle was said to be built in the Braavosi style. I just don't know if it was supposed to be exactly the same except for the size. In any case, the suit of armor is made up of the following pieces: the Braavosi helmet, the Braavosi pauldrons, the Braavosi plate armor, the Braavosi plate gloves. Those are the ones that are in the game and are named specifically for them. They don't have a Braavosi boots or Braavosi plated boots or anything like that, so I used the Ironborn boots. I used them because the Ironborn and the Braavosi are both seafaring areas, so it makes sense that they would have a similar style, and I think these boots match the suit of armor very, very well. You could obviously go for a plated look, which would make sense given that the upper part is all plated and very silver and gold, but I just think the Ironborn boots looked the best out of all the ones I tried and matched the suit of armor the best. So that's how I came up with those. As for stats, the helmet gives 34 head armor, the pauldrons give 14 body and 8 arm, the body armor gives 40 body and 10 leg and arm. The gloves give 25 arm, and the boots give 22 for the leg armor. So the total stats on the Braavosi armor are a AAR, or average armor rating, of 40.75, so a decent step above Norvos, and a weight of 17.8 kilograms. So pretty heavy, but not nearly as heavy as it could be. Honestly, I really like it. It's got a unique look to it, and I think it fits Braavos rather well, and I like that they worked some purple into there. But yeah, seriously, a good looking suit of armor, and offers great protection. So that's number 6, the Braavosi armor. Let's move on to number 5. Alright, at number 5 we have one that I'm probably playing the most fast and loose with, because I have no reason to believe it's supposed to actually be from here, but we have the Mirish mercenary armor. Really, it's probably more accurately described as mercenary armor, and it's kind of just a hodgepodge anyway, but I figured since a lot of mercenaries and mercenary bands are out of Mir in the in Essos in the main story, that it would make sense, because what we've got here to make up the suit of armor is the mercenary armor, which is the core of it, and then the spiked sellet. All the rest of the stuff, I mean, ostensibly none of this goes together, but if you look at it, like I am, I think it looks really, really good together. And I paired it with the spiked mace and the spiked shield. So spiked things is definitely our theme for the suit of armor. And like I said, if you look at it, I think it looks really good. And considering the mod author has not added any unique mirrorish armor, or at least not any that I was able to find, I think this works rather well for it. That being said, like I said, it is a really loose association, so I could be just swinging wild here. That being said, the suit of armor is made up of the following pieces: the spiked Sallet, which has 40 head armor, the Valyrian Gorget, which gives 15 body armor, the Mercenary armor, which gives 38 body armor, 11 leg armor, and 11 arm armor, the Gauntlets, which give 25 arm armor, and the Valyrian Plate Boots, which give 26 leg armor. So, pretty solid across the board, and like I said, aesthetically, I actually really like the way this one looks. And it's a really fun combination of all totally unique pieces that were added with the mod. So none of this stuff is vanilla, which obviously I really like, and it looks really good together, especially considering my gut tells me it was not designed to go together. That being said, the total stats for this one are an AAR, or average armor rating, of 41.5, so a little bit above the Braavos armor, and a weight of 17.1, so it's actually lighter than the Braavos armor, even though it offers better protection and is far more comprehensive in appearance. So yes, that is the armor that I am ascribing to Mir, but I don't know, maybe it would be more accurate just to call it the Mercenary armor. Either way, that takes the number 5 spot. Let's move on to number 4. At number 4, we have the Volantis armor, so armor from Volantis. And now, out of all of the places on the continent of Essos in this mod, Volantis definitely has the best variety that I've found so far. So your Volantis armor could look very different than this, but this one is the way that I found it to look the best and have the best stats overall. So this suit of armor is made up of the Tiger Cloak Helmet 2, which offers 42 head armor, the Volantis Pauldrons, which give you 14 body and 8 arm armor, the Volantis Armor 2, which gives 39 body armor, 8 leg armor, and 8 arm armor, the Volantis Bracers, which give 22 arm armor, and the Valyrian Plate Boots 2, which give 26 leg armor. So it's all Volantis themed stuff except for the plate boots, and I stuck with these ones because A, I think they look good with the suit of armor, and B, they're Valyrian, and the Volantis claims to be the true descendant of old Valyria, so it makes sense that they would have some Valyrian-style stuff. So that's basically the reasoning behind the boots, other than the fact that for some reason they just don't have any Volantis pure boots in the mod for some reason. That being said, like I said, I think it looks really good together. Obviously, the vast majority of the armor is designed to go together, so all of the patterns look like they coordinate rather well, and I like it. It just looks like a basic tunic with the chest armor. I love the way it looks because it doesn't look as comprehensive as it could, and that sort of fits within the Game of Thrones universe. So I love the aesthetic of this one. I think it looks great, and obviously stat-wise for this armor, we're also quite good. We have an AAR, or average armor rating, of 41.75, so just slightly higher than our Mirish Mercenary armor, and a weight of 17.1, so it weighs the same. So really good suit of armor. I think it looks awesome, and if you want to roleplay as someone leading Volantis to victory in Essos, then this is a good suit of armor for you. But that's number 4. Let's move on to number 3. All right, at number 3, so bringing us into our top 3, we have the armor of Qohor, or the Qohoric armor, depending on how you want to say it. And this stuff is mostly unique to the game, or to the mod, and specifically labeled for it, and the rest I had to just kind of use my faculties of reason to put it together. So this is obviously representing the city of Qohor, which is one of the main cities in Essos, and it's made up of the following pieces. We have the infantry steel helmet, which has a head armor of 33, Qohoric shoulders, which give you 14 body and 7 arm armor, Qohoric armor, which gives you 40 body, 13 leg, and 18 arm armor, the Qohoric bracers, which give you 22 arm armor, and then I added the Valyrian boots, which give you 20 leg armor. So the 3 main pieces are obviously labeled specifically for Qohoric, so they were obvious to put together. All the rest of the stuff, including the weapons, is stuff that I took from the Qohoric troop tree. So the infantry steel helmet is the helmet worn by pretty much all of the top tier Qohoric troops in every single branch, so that was the obvious choice here, and I think it does look pretty good with the suit of armor. I would prefer one that was dedicated to go with it and match the color exactly, but it works. Pretty solid stats all the way around. The total stats for this one, the AAR, or average armor rating, is 41.75, so it's the same as Volantis, but it's a little bit lighter, because this one only weighs 17 kilograms, so we have a whole 0.1 kilograms lighter for this loadout, this suit of armor. So that would be why I placed the Qohoric armor ahead of the Volantis armor. But yes, that is number 3, Qohor. Let's move on to number 2. All right, at number 2, we've got another one that I'm flying kind of fast and loose with, and I'm calling it the Pentos Ram Armor. So it's definitely called Ram Armor in the mod, you know, because it's got the naming conventions there. And just appearance-wise, I would guess that it's supposed to be from somewhere in Essos or maybe the Far East. It's hard for me to say, but it definitely doesn't scream Westerosian style. If I was going to guess, I would have said Qohor, because I seem to remember there being some sort of a Qohoric ram warrior in the books. I can't say for sure, but that's just in the vaguest part of my memory. But Qohor already had a suit of dedicated armor, and so I just looked at the other factions that didn't have a set of dedicated armor, and that would be how I landed on Pentos. Well, that and the fact that Pentos is pretty well known for eccentric warriors coming out of there dressing in extremely flashy manners, and so I think this fits with that theme rather well. This suit is made up of the Horned Helmet, which has 45 head armor, the Ram Armor, which gives 50 body armor, 12 leg, and 10 arm, the Ram Gauntlets, which give 26 arm armor, and the Ram Boots, which give 22 leg armor. I added in the Valyrian Soldier Gorget, because, or Gorget, however you want to pronounce it, because A, there wasn't a dedicated shoulder armor for this piece, for this suit of armor, and B, this one was the one that I think looks the best with it, because it kind of matches the color of the gloves, and so it matches the armor without clashing, and it fits in with the armor model the best, so that it's not like clipping through anything. So that would be why I chose this for the shoulder armor. The total stats of the Pentos Ram armor are an AAR, or average armor rating, of 44.75, so, you know, nice and high there, and a weight of 16.4. So this one is actually lighter than most of the ones we've covered so far. The only one that was lighter than this one so far was the Norvos armor. So actually pretty light considering it's got such good armor value and looks so heavy and bulky. But yeah, like I said, that's number 2, the Ram armor, which I have ascribed to the free city of Pentos. So that's number 2. Let's move on to number 1. Finally, at number 1, we have the Lorathi armor, or the Lorathi Maze Knight armor, because that's basically what it looks like, is the Maze Knight troop. But so this one is the number 1 best one out of all of the suits of armor that I found for Essos, just based on stats. But I also think it looks pretty dang cool, so I definitely am a fan of this suit of armor. This suit of armor is made up specifically of the Lorathi helmet and the Lorathi armor. That's it. That's all the labeled pieces that we get for it in the mod. I assume the mod author plans to add the rest of the pieces as they go, but so far it's just the helmet and the armor, so I filled in the rest. And I filled it in with the Karstark Gorget, the gauntlets, and the Valyrian plate boots. And I think you'll agree that it all looks like it's pretty well designed to go together. So I don't have a problem with the aesthetics clashing at all for this. If anything, it would be that the Valyrian boots are a little bit more angular than the rest of the armor. The gauntlets definitely fit pretty well, except for the little clipping with the sleeve, and the Gorget looks decently good for it, especially considering the helmet style is an open face with a small visor, so it makes sense that you'd have a comprehensive Gorget to protect your neck because the helmet doesn't. So the overall stats for the Lorathi armor are an AAR, or average armor rating, of 46, so the absolute highest on this list, and a weight of 17.8 kilograms. So it is the heaviest armor out of these, or at least tied for the heaviest with the Braavos armor, but it does have the best protection, and like I said, I really like the way it looks. I think aesthetically, it's very, very pleasing armor, and does a good job at actually relatively accurately imitating heavy medieval plate armor. So very good stuff, but that is all 7 of our suits of armor from the continent of Essos, or at least Western Essos. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful, or at least entertaining, but that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.